What's going on, gamers? I'm synthetichydra, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the new Vanquish Soul archetype. I didn't think it would be as popular as it was, but here we are. I saw a bunch of people playing it at the PS5 tournament last weekend, and expect to see it at regionals to come. Vanquish Soul is a new mid-range deck that came out in Wild Survivors. Its theme is like on fighting games, and they get their effects by revealing different attributes of things in hands. In this video, I'll cover what each card can do, and also basic combos they go for, mistakes and how to avoid improper game states, and also tips for both playing with and against Vanquish Soul. Also, I'm sorry it took so long to get this video out. I intended to release it like last week, but I didn't get the chance to record it ever, and also this is my first time recording a video like this, and I'm learning how hard it is already. But bear with me, and with that being said, let's get right into the video with an overview of the archetype. Starting off with the most important part of the deck, we have Vanquish Soul Raisin. When normal or special summoned, he can search for a non-warrior Vanquish Soul monster, so that's any other Vanquish Soul except for himself, and then as a quick effect, you can either reveal a fire to make him unable to be destroyed by card effects, or a fire and a dark to destroy everything in the column. So he is your Stratos, he's your removal, and he's the main play starter of the deck, so you always want to see him. The next card in the archetype is Vanquish Soul Dr. Madlove. Dr. Madlove, similar to Raisin on summon, searches for a spell or trap, Vanquish Soul spell or trap. Notably, that does not include Stake Your Soul, as it is not a Vanquish Soul card. Then for its reveal effects, also a quick effect, you can reveal a dark to make a monster lose 500 attack and defense, or you can reveal a dark and an earth to bounce the thing with the lowest defense on field to the hand. So that notably will not include link monsters, and looks at both fields. So if you have like the lowest defense guy, it bounces to your hand, and then vice versa. If it's a tie, you get to choose. Both of these are pretty much always 3-ofs. You'll see them in every Vanquish Soul deck. Speaking of Stake Your Soul, that's the archetype's emergency teleport. As a cost, you reveal a monster in your hand, and then you get to summon a Vanquish Soul monster from your deck, with the same attribute but a different name. And then during the end phase, it'll bounce back to your hand, hard once return. As for spells and traps that Madlove can search for, there are 2 main ones and there are 2 bad ones. First, the 2 bad ones are these 2. The other 2 are Dust Devil and Continue. Continue says that you can pay 500 life points, and then you target a Vanquish Soul engrave, either return it to your hand or special summon it in defense position. It is a once return. And then Dust Devil says that you can target a Vanquish Soul monster, switch its battle position, and then you get to Book of Moon monsters equal to the number of Vanquish Souls you control. And it doesn't target, which is very good. I got to out a Dragoon with it the other day. The next couple of cards are basically your boss monsters, and they allow you to special summon them during the main phase by returning a Vanquish Soul that has a different type than them. Starting off with everyone's favorite, we have Vanquish Soul Heavy Borger. He says that you can reveal a dark to draw a card, or you can reveal an earth and a fire to burn for 15, and then he has the bounce effect we talked about. And finally, the next guy, Caesar Valius, is like the boss monster of the deck. He says you can reveal an earth to make him unaffected by your opponent's activated effects, or you can reveal earth, fire, and dark to destroy any card on the field, non-targeting. The final 2 monsters are mainly just 1-ofs. Pantera says that you can special summon it if you control new monsters in your main monster zone, and then you can reveal an earth to prevent it from being destroyed by battle, and you can reveal an earth and a fire to destroy all spell and traps in the cards column. So it's spell trap removal. And then Pluton HG is mostly just a fire to search off Raisin, but during the opponent's turn you can special summon it if you have no non-Vanquish Souls in your main monster zone. And then it can gain 3000 attack or 3000 defense, depending on if you reveal a fire or a earth and a dark. The final card of the theme is their Link 1, Rock of the Vanquisher. At first, it can't be used as link material, so keep that in mind. While you control a Vanquish Soul monster, your opponent can only target the monster with the highest attack for an attack. And then once per turn, you can either add a Vanquish Soul from grave to hand, or special summon a Vanquish Soul from the hand. Both of those effects are once per turn, but this is your Link 1, that's how you know the deck is excellent. Common supplementary engines and techs in the deck include like Fenrir and Riseheart, with maybe even a larger Kashtira package people are starting to play, Bestials, Tikaboo, Kaijus, and Kurikara, and the deck can play Shifter, so we'll look out for that. So that's basically a brief overview of what the cards in the deck do, and with that, for this next section I'd like to rattle off some things to keep in mind so you aren't accidentally cheating or being cheated. As stated before, the tag effects of Heavy Borger and Caesar are quick effects that can only be activated during the main phase. The Rock also is a quick effect that can only be activated during the main phase. Note also that the Rock, you can only use one of the 2 effects per turn. And also, while the Rock is on the field, don't forget that if you have a Vanquish Soul monster, your opponent has to choose the highest attack monster as an attack target. I would clarify with the head judge about, for example, Hayate being able to attack directly, because I've seen conflicting things online, but I think that it would have to attack the monster. The next situation primarily applies to Raisin and Madlove, as you can only use one of their effects per chain, so if you normal summon Raisin and activate his effect to search, and they go to like kill it or something, you can't activate the column destruction in response. You can normal summon them and then not use the search effect, quick effect, use his effect to pop in the column. Which also keep in mind for Raisin and Pantera, that in order to pop, they have to be in the column. So if you use the effect to pop and they like imperm it, and then you use like Heavy Borger to bounce to hand, it still won't pop because it won't be in the column to check what to destroy. Back to bouncing with Borger and Caesar for a second. They have to bounce a non-machine or a non-dragon respectively, so they can't bounce like Borger bounce Borger. Also, that's a once per turn effect. The next couple will relate to the spells. Continue has to summon in defense if you summon with it, and then it's hard once per turn. Same with Dust Devil, also hard once per turn. And if you remove the target that's being targeted to switch positions, the other effect won't resolve. Now I figured I'd show you a brief little video of like what the basic combo that they go for is. It's pretty straightforward. I think a lot of the skill in this deck comes from like the technical play. Okay, so this first combo is opening just the Raisin. You can Raisin search Madlove, go into the Rock, summon Madlove effect. You can get the Dust Devil, it's especially good against Cash and Sprite, or you can get Continue, which I'll show you later on. In this one, this is Raisin Madlove, summon the Raisin, get the Borger, Raisin, turn into Statue, or if you wanted, you could go ahead and go Borger draw, just so you can get your draw through an imperm, but that doesn't let you draw on your opponent's turn. Madlove, get the Dust Devil, then we go Borger, since we return the Madlove, we for sure have a Dark. And then we end on Book of Moon, Borger, we get to draw on their draw step, so we can get drolled. This third combo is Raisin Borger, it's pretty much the same as the last one. You just get Madlove instead of Borger. Statue, summon Madlove, get either the Dust Devil or the Continue again. Summon out the Borger, draw a card, and set the Dust Devil. And this is 4 summons, so it plays under Nibiru. In their draw phase, get another draw. This is Raisin Stake Your Soul. This is, I feel like, one of the best 2 card combos in the deck. So Raisin get Borger, and Borger for Stake. Stake Borger. Summon Madlove. Madlove gets the Dust Devil. And then you go into the Statue. Statue gets to add back your Raisin. And then you get the draw off the Borger. We specifically wanted to get Madlove, or get Borger off of Raisin so we could summon Madlove and return it to hand. But anyway, this one I'm showing the Continue combo. Raisin, this, summon the Madlove, search the Continue, which is also a fine interrupt. I think if it's not Cash and Sprite, it's better, arguably. Or almost certainly, like it gives you follow-up too. Because we set the Continue, and then on their turn we have Borger to draw on the draw step. And then later on we can use the Continue, summon Raisin to wherever they summon a creature. Raisin will search. If we don't already have a fire, we can get the Pluton HG, which I should be grabbing. Yep, Pluton HG, and then we can use Raisin to pop. And then we still say we had another Dark and an Earth in hand. We can summon the Mad Love. Mad Love at least will search a spell. If we have a Dark and an Earth, it's also a bounce. Oh, that's searching the Dust Devil. It was in my set card. And for the final section of the video, I figured I'd give you just some quick tips on both sides of the matchup, either playing with or against the deck. As a Vanquish Soul player, remember that you can forego the Raisin effect to use his quick effect to pop if you really need to remove something. Your win con most games are going to be if you can get in 5,000 damage and have Borger, and you Borger deal 15, their turn, Borger deal 15. If they're playing Imperm, be cautious about just firing off the Borger. You may want to hold it until they dedicate a card to the board. Don't forget Mad Love's on board combat trick too, with the attack defense decrease, because sometimes it can catch someone off guard if they aren't paying attention. Likewise, for the people playing against it, be aware of Mad Love's attack reduction. Now, one of my favorite little cute interactions is with a fire kaiju. You can give it to them, and then you can use Mad Love to bounce it back to your hand, and then you can give it to him again. You have a fire in hand to use. It's a very good interaction. Note also that your deck can just make a Rise Heart if you open Fenrir, typically, because you can go Fenrir, search Rise Heart, and then if you get Borger out, that's 3 materials for a Rise Heart. So if you're playing versus Tearlaments, or a deck that needs to send stuff to graveyard, you can end on a Rise Heart in addition to your rock. And then another quick tip, you can use the bounces from Borger and Caesar to clear spaces for Raisin. If they summon a monster in a zone that your guy's already occupying, then you can bounce it back and summon the Raisin there to pop. Borger and Caesar can also be used to correct the attributes in your hand so you can activate your guy's effects. And finally, unless it's against the mirror match, I think that you can summon under, if you only have one dude, you can summon under your rock so that all the other zones are open for Raisin. Don't do that in the mirror though, because that will get both of these shot by a Raisin. As for playing against the deck, like we said earlier, if you remove the target for Dust Devil, if you remove Raisin, if you remove Pantera, then they won't resolve. Dust Devil, if it loses the target, won't flip your guys. The other two, if they're not in the column, can't wipe your stuff. You'll probably want to save your Imperms or your Veilers for the rock, because they can tag out Raisin. So if they have Raisin and Borger, and they summon Raisin, activate effect, and you Veiler it, and they summon out Borger, then they just get to do whatever for free. So you probably want to save that for rock. Do keep in mind when placing things in columns, you do not ever want to put 2 things in one column, or the Raisin will come down and shoot both of them. And then also, you can put your monsters where there's already a monster to play around the Raisin pop. I think in front of the rock is probably the best place, because even if they have something to bounce whatever, which they can't bounce the rock, that was something I should have mentioned earlier, because it's not a Vanquish Soul monster. But anyway, even if they summon Raisin there to pop your guy, they'll pop the rock too, so it won't be just free. Another thing to keep in mind, if they have used Prosperity this turn, which a lot of the decks you play Prosperity because seeing Raisin is so important, that they cannot activate the Borger effect to draw. As for some good going second cards into their board, Evenly is brutal, Kurikara is pretty good, and Talents is pretty good too, because they'll always be activating things in the main phase. So that's it for a brief introduction to Vanquish Soul. I feel like the second place Italian Nationals list really got people up on the deck, and now more people are experimenting with the deck that wouldn't have before. I hope you understand more about it, and this will help you in your next regional if you play against it. If you found this video beneficial, please leave a like, and if you want to, subscribe to see my content grow. I plan on trying to do stuff like this more often. This was the first time I've ever tried to do anything like this, so if it's a little weird or awkward, that's why. Well, I'm also awkward in general. Anyway, this has been synthetichydra, bringing my first kind of scripted video. I hope it was an okay experience. It was fun to make. I feel like I've learned a lot, and I'm going to try and make more. I haven't decided on a name for this series yet, if I continue to do this for new archetypes that come out, which I think I will. I like learning things and then distributing my experience with that. Thank you for watching the video. Until next time, see you later.